Hey, what's going on? Ayers, your question to me was, how did I find out I had a passion for teaching and education? My passion for teaching pretty much stemmed from my passion to just help others, especially those who are younger than you and those who are going through a process you've already been through. I love mentoring, I love giving back, because I had so many black men and women do it for me that it's ridiculous. So I almost feel obligated to give back. And it took the form of teaching / education, because I had a talent, and I still do have a talent for taking complex issues and making it simpler. Growing up in school, I did well academically, but I had to put in a lot of work. My older sister was a genius. Even my younger brother was a genius. They picked up stuff really quickly. But it took me a while to understand stuff. I would get it in terms of understanding it on their level, right? I remember when I took a couple of my, I think it was pre-cal. I really struggled in pre-cal in high school, whereas some of my friends did well and they understood concepts almost instantaneously. But it took me a while. But at the end of the day, I still did well on the test, right? I got the A's and the B's just like they did. But I had to understand things differently. I had to really break things down into simpler steps and then reconstruct it. And I realized that that's pretty much one of the, in my opinion, the biggest skill you can have in education. Taking some concepts down, breaking it into simpler parts, and giving it to people in such a way where you don't really take away from it. It's like taking something complex and breaking it down, but not watering it down to the point where I can help you understand something complex by giving it to you in simple parts. And at the end of the day, you can still understand the complexity of whatever topic we're talking about. So once I figured out I can do that pretty well, I really saw teaching and education as an avenue so that I can explore that. And the pieces kind of fell into play. I knew I wanted to teach too after I factored in what I wanted to be in terms of how I wanted my life to be. Most of my friends are med school, law school, and other careers that they're going to do well in by God's good graces. But for me, I couldn't take that ride because I wanted to be guaranteed that I'm going to have time for my family, right? Not in the way where I can provide financially, but more so that I can be there, right? I want to make sure that I can coach my son's basketball team and we can have practice Wednesday at 4:30, right? That kind of lifestyle, that's what I wanted. So teaching also enabled me to actually have the type of lifestyle, family lifestyle that I want, right? So, and after I factored in all the pros and cons, the stress of the job, how much money I'm making, the benefits, and, am I going to get paid as I increase my level of education and my years spent? I had to factor all that in too, as well as my own, passion for delivering information. And it took a while, to be real with you. It took a while for me to understand that it was right for me. But after I did, it was a no-brainer. Even in California, the teaching field is whack right now because education is struggling, but I still love it. I'm not going anywhere. I just have to make a couple of changes. As far as what I would tell somebody else, finding your talent is tough, man, simply because we don't really do enough on an institutional level or on a private level to bring out what we can do, right? Our own special ability. So for me, if I was in a position where I didn't know what I wanted to do, I would really figure out what I love to do or what I'm really good at doing. Then I would factor out how it plays out, because typically we may have a talent, but that talent you can use it in a lot of different career fields and industries. So you have to find out what you love to do or what you're really good at, and figure out how it applies to different industries, and kind of weigh the pros and cons of working in different industries. My skill sets and my talent, I can use it, before I wanted to go to law school and all that other stuff. But for me, I just had to weigh the pros and cons in terms of, personal life, family life, and all that other good stuff. So, finding out what you're passionate about is only half the equation, because you can take that passion and take it to a lot of different industries. And even when you do find what you're passionate about, sometimes it may not pay the bills, man. Like, that's what sucks about living in America, right? We all have our passions, but sometimes we have to pay our bills. So you almost have to figure out what you're passionate about and what you're good at. I kind of lucked out, because I found my passion and what I'm good at, and I kind of was able to merge it together. But everybody doesn't have that opportunity. So, it takes some soul searching. That's what's so hard about this. It's a talent that everybody doesn't have. You have to really dig deep and really not be afraid to go against the grain. You have to understand my background. I'm a Nigerian dude, and we're mainly in math and sciences. So even what I'm doing kind of goes against the grain. So I really had to go away from what was conventional for me to really figure out what I wanted. And just be prepared, right? If you kind of have an idea if you're passionate about something, if you're ready to put in that work, if you're ready to grind at the bottom and work your way up, right? But if you're in I want to get it quick, so I have to figure out what I like to do, it's probably not going to work for you, right? Because it's not going to hit you in the face, right? More than likely, it's probably going to somehow show up, and you'll realize that, I'm ready to grind for this, right? And once you find that something that you're ready to grind for, you probably might be on the right track. But if you don't see yourself wanting to put in the work, wanting to maybe do the internships, take less money, or drive for a far distance, it may not be worth it for you. So, at the end of the day, I know I went on too long, but, there is no short answer. You just have to factor in so many stuff, man. You have to find your passion, but at the same time, you got to make sure that it's going to work out for you on an everyday level. So, I don't know. I hope I helped you. I do. So, take it easy. God bless. Definitely hit me up and tell me how you felt about my vid.